sit back behind your cannons and really try and focus down the corruptors without really trying to section off my army
Hmm.
and microing it a bit better, so that you're dealing with just the corruptors and then my roaches. Mm.
Rhett said he's going to come look in.
All right.
And here is our second adversary for you.
Okay. Is this the guy who beat Red on steps or
Yes.
whatever?
Actually,
Nice.
you're supposed to be up and he's supposed to be down. What am I doing?
All right. What's up, Yos?
I didn't even know he was listening in. Thanks for listening in on the stream, Rhett. Cool to have you along. All right. All right. So as soon as Alej is ready, we'll rock and roll. All right. Good luck. Have fun. GG. And once again, just please talk us through the thought process, and
Okay.
and just kind of walk us along as you play out your normal game here.
All right. Well, I can tell you first off, just on Metalopolis specifically,
Mhm.
it's a lot more common to see those one base, two Stargate builds, just
Okay.
because especially for close air positions,
Yeah.
the timing is so much quicker. Due to chrono boost, due to the reduced Phoenix timing, that immediately I really want to kind of scout his positioning before I really start making sort of any assessments and assumptions as far as what sort of build he's doing.
Cool. Uh-oh. Looks like we lost one. No big deal. Oh, I'm just laughing about Rhett.
Yeah, poor guy.
All right, so obviously you have no idea where he is right now, and you're doing your typical Overlord scout pattern. You want to just talk about that for folks on stream that might not be familiar with it?
Yeah, sure. One thing that I kind of do that's different from 99% of all Zergs out there, I scout on Lost Temple and Metalopolis. I scout the opposite direction with my first Overlord, and that's for a couple reasons. First off, if I do scout the normal way, and I see him there, obviously that's nice, but he's also going to see me. Like, he's going to see my Overlord. He's going to immediately know where I am. He's going to be able to block my expansion. So I don't really gain any sort of advantage from that. But if I scout the opposite way along the scouting pathway between our bases, my main and his natural, and we're close positions, I'll see his probe moving towards my base. It'll allow me to adjust, maybe if I want to do some sort of a gas first build. And so, basically it just lets me know if he's going to be able to block my expansion early enough or not. It was a lot more valuable when Hatchery First was still being used, but obviously it's not really a standard build anymore due to cannon rushes.
Right.
Although it could become, now that kind of the whole bottom of the ramp block thing has been adjusted.
I've tried going hatch first a couple times since the patch, and I've had success with it. I think 6-gate has kind of fallen out of fashion a little bit. And
Oh yeah, definitely.
just because of that, yeah, I feel like it's a lot safer to go hatch first. Obviously, there's still things TOS can do to punish it, but once they've kind of made their commitment, like especially if they get that cyber core down before they really scout you, as was the case this game, I think you can definitely get away with it. So you're picking away at this pylon with 2 drones. That's kind of an interesting choice and a large investment. Why choose to do that?
The timing works out nice. to where I can actually target the pylon down. I don't need 4 Zerglings, so it just kind of allows me to get another drone in the mix earlier on. Because before, typically what I'd do if a player would block my expansion is I'd go ahead and I'd just make 4 Zerglings to help target down the pylon, but I realized that just by pulling an extra drone earlier on, I can target down quickly enough to where I can just go ahead and make that extra drone.
So basically, by attacking the pylon with an extra drone, you're able to make an extra drone, and
Yep.
maybe come out a little bit ahead.
Yep. So obviously here, due to the early stalker pressure, I need to go ahead and make a spine crawler in my main. I can transition or transfer to my expansion as it completes.
And right now we're just playing the let's maintain as much vision as we can game and figure out
Yep.
what he's up to as soon as possible.
Yep.
And you've only made these 2 lings, no more, no less. This is I actually almost always make 4 to 6, and sometimes even cranking out 12 or 14 more just so that I can have a real counterattack presence on the map. That's something that's not really in line with your style, though, is it?
No. Very macro-oriented. I'm trying to secure as many drones early on as I possibly can, just to try and boost my economy. I don't know. I see that there's 2 different ways of playing in that sense, and it's just the way that's always kind of worked for me. So he kills my Zergling at the expansion. I'm gonna go ahead and remake another one instantly. I'm not sure if he's going expand or not, so I need to go ahead and sacrifice that Overlord. Go ahead, start my lair here, start that second spine crawler immediately,
Yep.
and use these 2 Zerglings to scout.
Ling speed almost done.
Yep, I did see 2 sentries at the expansion, which is kind of making me think expand, just because that'd be a lot of Vespene gas to kind of cut for early Stargate play.
Okay, I'm kind of glad that we're seeing this because I was going to ask about it anyway. A lot of Protoss players have started doing this cute little Sentry Zealot push.
Yep.
What are you thinking as you see that? I see 2 spines. We had one that had already started, and you put a third one down immediately.
Yep. I'm just gonna go ahead, try and make enough Zerglings to kind of hold this off here. As soon as I spawn larva with this queen in my main, I'm gonna go ahead and adjust that. Oh.
So here he is. Spine crawler is pretty good, and it looks like he's going to turn around immediately. Maybe.
Go ahead, cancel that spine.
Wow, wait until the last possible second there, weren't you?
Yeah.
So as a result of that, our Roach Warren's late. This is going to mean what? Earlier expand,
That was me
more
just
drones?
messing up.
Yeah.
But
I mean, this kind of thing happens. So what is your...
Yeah. Drone up, take my gases earlier. Try and see what I can scout out here with these Zerglings.
Yeah, we'll definitely have a big opportunity for a counter here.
Just try and target down some probes before I have to go ahead and retreat.
You're going to get quite a few. That's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, even though I missed my Roach Warren, I think that kind of made up for it. So feeling pretty good right now. He hasn't shown a robo. I don't think that's quite, 6 gate, obviously. So I'm not really sure what to expect here as far as tech. He grabbed both his Vespene Geysers at his natural,
Yeah.
which is making me think, he's got either Colossus or some sort of Void Rays on the way. So, I don't know. Thinking about putting my Hydros down a little bit earlier, grabbing my third, just because I know he's, just from his unit positioning, that he's kind of sitting back, just trying to regain that economy.
And something that you're doing that that all the really truly good Zerg players do is you're playing almost 100% reactively.
Yep.
You can't really teach somebody to be reactive. To an extent, you almost have to have a game plan. Up to a certain point, right? I mean, what is your advice to the fledgling Zerg player that's trying to be like Machine?
Lose a lot of games and then learn what you should have done differently. Honestly, this just came with a lot of practice. If you play enough games, though, I think that's more than anything. It's just playing enough games to where you react without thinking. I really like you put it in such a good way. I can't really adjust it. Like you do need to play extremely reactively. I'm trying, just to adjust and do the bare minimum possible to where I can put myself in a good situation to react to it. As far as like my economy and such, a lot of it comes with just pressuring and scouting. If I know exactly what's going on, I can kind of adjust to it much better. And forgot my third queen. Alright, well here, my Spire's up. I'm still not sure. I haven't seen any Colossus. I haven't seen any Stargate units at this point. I'm going to go ahead and just make an Overseer just to scout inside his main with. And go ahead and keep droning for my third base.
We're still basically making lots of roaches, just working more towards our max. Well, I guess it's not really a lot. You've only got about 20 out on the map.
Yeah, I don't have too many.
And the Overseer sees everything he really needs to see.
Alright, so now I see Colossus tech at this point.
Yep. Looks like
Go ahead.
Outage is actually going to keep us on our toes and not go Stargate this game.
It's alright.
Keeping us
Luckily
honest.
I didn't make too many Hydralisks, so I'm perfectly fine to just go ahead and be able to adjust to the build. Go ahead and start my +1 air attack upgrade. I still haven't scouted any third building, so I'm going to go ahead and send a Zergling there again. I want to make sure he's not going for some big-timey attack off 2 base.
Right.
More than likely, though, it's just because his economy was kind of wounded early on.
And Corruptors, you're just getting those out because you did see the Colossi?
Yep. And unlike Stargate and Colossus, I don't really want to overkill it. I just want to make the typical amount that you'd usually see in any sort of a normal
Which is
Zergers
about, what, 8
game.
to 12?
I'd say, yeah, around 8 to 10 or so.
Just a few little cute anecdotes to touch on. You've got a really pretty Overlord spread around your base. This is obviously going to provide some pretty important vision in the case of some Warp Prism Harass. And maintaining vision at his next expansion at all times. So, good things that everybody can do to make themselves better. Alright, so here we go, a little engagement happening here. And you have maxed.
Yep. I always need to pressure as soon as I'm maxed.
Pressure as soon as you're maxed. That's something that I don't know if I've ever heard it put quite that way. He's got good force fields, but you're just continuing to just try to ram your units down his throat. Is this intentional?
Yeah. I need to just try and get any sort of unit trades I can get at this point, because it gets much worse for me as he gets closer and closer to max. And I need to be doing something with this supply worth of units anyway, so...
Well, you said something that I think is important to kind of revisit. You said unit trading, or getting unit trades. What do you mean? Can you elaborate on that some for the folks listening in on the stream?
Well, as I said before, like, the longer the game goes on, the more favorable it is for Protoss, especially towards maxed. So even though I'm maxed, and I might not be getting as efficient of a unit trade as attack as I can, I need to deal some sort of damage in order to keep his unit numbers low, because the closer and closer we get to max, the less and less efficient our engagements are going to be for me.
So, in other words, you're trying to force those engagements to happen before he can get too big.
Yes.